Are we on? Okay, the bot's here, so we should be as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Like a little fetch, but that should, yeah, we should have some stuff done. I did a little bit, Jesus Christ, styling every time it gets messed up, but I did a little bit of, so I went ahead and fixed the logging in. Basically, okay, we have now the function to start the Redis client, which I started a manual one. I don't know if I want to keep that. Don't believe it's necessarily bad. So what is like Redis server minus P6969? Start Redis on another port. Minus port. Minus minus. Yeah. Dash dash port. Then we have the Tailwind CSS to warm up and our air. Very well. Basically, at this point, we were able to not do shit. What? Okay, so that opens a new connection. Then we log in with John. And every time that we log out, now it will say WebSocket is connected. It didn't print out the player disconnected. Here. They put everything. Actually, it did. So localhost player, we start with adding John. So player John connected, disconnect. And there it is, player John disconnected. So now the connection and disconnection is well done. Now, I don't think there's going to be too much trouble into answering a question and then we save the answer and then we check for them. That's not going to be like a hard thing to do. The hardest thing that I believe I have to do is to how many player answers, because if you take a look at the game, in the game part, there's how many people answered. How I did this with React, let's take a look at my old project. And I believe there are two pages. There's the game page. There should be answers. So this answers reacts with a use state. And the set answers listen to everything that my socket fire. And we'll just check how many. The interesting part is the socket server. Which makes me believe that I basically fire something as a broadcast. Another broadcast, it shouldn't be that hard, because I will basically fire everywhere an answer and just gonna check if the answer is what I need. But I don't even have to check, because by how this works in player in index or index HTML, by how this works, if I fire a number of answers anywhere in between, it should only write here. Let's just give it a try. But basically, Like every time one connects, I'm going to fire that event. Just because. That should theoretically update this, because this guy does get connection. Yeah, every time I refresh, this is a new connection. Okay. So in the new connection, let's write down so it's a text message, and it's a byte from, and we are about to copy that index HTML. Basically this. Let's make it even better. So let's call it like a temp, a multi-lined temp. So how you write multi-line in Go? Then it must be like this. Nope. Multi-line string Go. I don't remember. It's usually one or the other. Yeah, I did remember it being this guy here. All right, my bad. Okay, so my TMP will then combine to this, and let's say that my TMP now is 1. Which means that when I fire this, should be writing 1. Doesn't look like they do. Connection does get opened. Perhaps it doesn't loop over here. Okay, so basically this theoretically would work. Now let's try and fire it up from a player perspective. Okay, I can just zoom. Not really happy about the fact that I can zoom them separately, but let's use Firefox at this point. So localhost 8080 player. Very well. And let's say that if I fire Tommy. Yeah, see, this won't fire because obviously I'm writing a message only on this specific connection. Now, one way that we could think about it is firing a broadcast message. I want to see if I can fire a broadcast message. Although I believe that a broadcast message would simply mean that I take every single correction and I loop over them and I fire a broadcast over that, which is kinda ugly. The other way around that I can see is by making another endpoint, which will then fire this event. Let's say that our other endpoint, let's just copy whatever this is, the signature of the function. Hell, even better, let's copy the entire function down here. And we will call it the question handler, because at the end of the day, I will still need a separate connection for this. But the question handler should, of course, it will start a connection and it will upgrade it. We don't need the player nor the Redis. We do need the Redis client because at some point we will have to read from the Redis client. We will make a close handler which will close our Redis connection. So that's fine. We will read a message in the entrance. I don't believe so. I wouldn't count on reading anything really. But now that makes me curious if I can just connect to a socket from here. It would be socket to socket. But right now, I'm gonna make some suppositions. So this won't happen. We ain't unmachining shit. We ain't parsing anything. We ain't executing nothing. And we ain't writing a TMP. Basically, this connection will simply open a new one. Let's maybe give it a name. Opened game connection. And the upwards one would be to open player connection. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this would basically be that this connection should be saved as a global state. I don't like it too much, but so let's call it var. Another question to answered or number of answers, probably better. Even better is answers console connect. And this would be WebSocket connection. All right. Now, this WebSocket connection, by the way, this also means that I don't even do this over here. But every time that a player does it, I still need something for the state of that. Which makes me believe that it would be like type answered. It's a struct which will have a WebSocket and a count senate. Okay, fairly nice. Now, by the way, we can say like var and god damn it, var answered. And when we open the connection, I would want to make sure that answered plus connect answer connection is going to equal to connection. This way it is initialized. And also answered.count, when we connect, this will be 0. Now this makes me believe that every time that I refresh the page, it will always start to 0. Probably should be writing this to Redis. And every time I connect, I will read from Redis, the default will be 0. That's probably smarter and doesn't really take too much time. So let's do it like that. I believe it will be r equals rdb.set or rather the whole definition of read write, if it's there, if it's not, that would be like a func. Okay, make it simple and then we'll do that function. I'm gonna take write it read redis first. Actually, read it from Redis. The default value is 0. We could just write it manually in Redis. So Redis cli minus p ref. This will connect. Okay, so this would, we can set, I believe it like that. Is it set? Key value get. Okay, my key will be a number of answers, and my value would believe to be 0. All right. So get an answers. So 0 is a string, which means that the count would be rather count rdb dot get set get. Isn't it get? Yes, it is get. Get gtx n answers dot result. Beautiful. And obviously we would want to, if log whatever, and say no count value in Redis, which should never happen, to be honest. And count is equal to count. Okay, this has to be a string, but I believe I can int it out. I'll convert the count to type int. Going from int to string. Okay, string conv itoa. No, that's what you want. The thing that they want from string. Format int returns to string. No, from int to string calling. Did I write from int to string? From string to int. My dumb. A toy. Why is it called a toy? Why is the func that goes from string to int in Golang is called a toy? Hashi to integer. I don't see how that stands for. See how this is an ASCII to, what's the O stand for? Library conciseness for an integer to ASCII. A stands for ASCII. T for Su. I for int. And what is the O? part of the word Otoy. Ashi to integer, convert it back to Otoy. And to isn't abbreviated. Won't find the call just Ashi to int. Why is the AI being funny? Okay, so Atoy returns two possible values, which would be then, I don't believe I can shadow in Golang. Yeah, sounds about fair. Converting to int. I found shadowing weird, but now I miss it. Okay, at this point, I believe I can parse this string and like I believe it will be the sprint parsing stuff. Use sprint to put a int inside string calling. Okay, so that will be percentage %d as digit. And 10tmp would be equal to sprint formatted of tmp and count int. Now I don't really like count int, so this would probably be a tmp. This should probably be, god damn it, a count. Amazing. And yes, we sprint the count and we write the tmp, which at this point would be called like HTML. Sounds like a little nicer name. I have to run to the bathroom, so quick bathroom break and I will be right back at you. Ah, ok, eccolo qua. Dobbiesti fare? Dovresti fare? So I'm gonna check the water. Okay, then at this specific point, let me check that nothing crashed. Still makes me believe that the crashing was truly done for the flashing of the notification. Well, I don't have the flashing, but I still have the bus that sent notification. The notification still being sent, so perhaps. Okay, at this point, we have the question handler, which would read my Redis client, read from my Redis client the answers, the number of the answers, which will start from 0. And the next thing that we want to do is to make this right, but with my message. And I believe that the first way in which, well, first off, let's map this out. This question handler, rather than question, probably should be questions. And the questions handler would be mapped as questions. Question handler. Beautiful. Okay. So there we have it. I'm wondering. Let's say that I do this and Control N, Control P. Okay. So if I don't accept it, it won't use it as a function, which is cool to know, because now I can have like question handler and BPP instead of having question handler accept delete. Well, it's the same really. Just need to get used to one of those. All right, which would mean at this point, I believe I had it on like the controls is on 4th. Now the names would not be, should be different because I have to distinguish between them. This will be answer 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hidden and whatever. And the next thing that we want to do, okay, this should be like, should have also a value, which would be Bobby. God damn it. Which would be Bobby Mini Pikachu, and just because we have the Mamma Mia, god damn it, would be Giacomo. Okay. And the one on which I'm clicking is the div. Makes me wonder for the HTMX, like this would be like an HX post, you know? But that separation, however, has a cost. Because when I Tommy out, still have a West Connect on something different. Makes me wonder, if I go with questions, do I get a connection? No, I don't. Need to load it out. Might be a slight problem. This is the swap that I'm getting. Can I get twice the connection? And can I post to that connection? Can I post without making a persistent connection? There's a lot of questions on my mind. So let's start with this. I don't believe I need a complete form, but I need a div and a div. And whatever, this is going to be UI, I don't care. The next thing I would have to do is, what's this called over here? So it's an H extension, so HTMX extension WebSocket, and West Connect to questions. So load it up. This is called a game connection. Launch Tommy. Did Tommy connect? Player Tommy. Okay, so this doesn't connect anywhere. Which, let's say, fair enough. The curiosity that I have, yeah, it shall be oh no, it should be able to. Did I not register it? Did my guy over here? Wait, do I have two handlers in questions? Because localhost socket should say bad localhost 8080 socket bad request. Questions, it redirects. Why? Why is that? There should be game, which is okay, but questions should be. Just this point makes me wonder that me changing it on the fly would still do it. Does not look like it. Okay, questions for later. But I can 100% have two sockets at the same time, which is kinda cool. Probably does get me worked out about something. Oh, this wasn't my cell, it was the work cell. Not good. Who would type something at the 7 o'clock? Why would you type something to me from work at 7 o'clock? Okay. And that's weird. Why is this returning that? Okay. Could it be the state? No. Somewhat, somehow, this believes that the question. I am pissed. Garlic. So this time it's getting updated correctly. This guy doesn't. I can share an upgrader? I don't believe so, because this is looking more like an option kind of an option kind player connection. I'm not using the website upgrade takes not found in connection header. It's because I have different upgraders. Yeah, at least it's working for me. The client is not using upgrade token not found in connection. I mean upgrade token not found. Oh, okay. Now it's working. I don't know why. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it doesn't. So we will thumb it out. And at this point, it should be launching. Okay, open game connection. Very well. Now makes me want to question one thing. Is the H Okay, looks like I'm back. Makes me wonder, will this... Did this produce at one point a video? Okay, it didn't split it, so there was some time in which it kept it alive. That's great. Okay, I don't know what happened. Probably can check my journal. Check journal for crash. Take a quick look. But yeah, that was balls. That was terrible. Q start job. Well, whatever. Times happens. Okay. So at this point, we are back into dividing everything. Redis, Redis server. Okay. Server. Very well. This one would run my Tailwind. Here we have my Air. And we were saying HX post. The HX will cause an element to issue a post to specify URL, swap the HTML DOM. This example will cause the button to post account. Enable and swap the return HTML in the inner body. Okay, so I can HX post and HX target. Let's start with HX post. Questions. And no swapping. We will simply read. I'm not posting in the questions really. Oh, I can post in both of them, now that I think about it. Maybe, perhaps. Can I issue two posts at the same time? I don't see why I shouldn't. Because now I can save up on having global state, or it wouldn't be global state, but it would be file level state, and I don't really like it. But as for a trial, we will first off issue a state for socket. This is an okay place where to start to state it. And we would want to write it down, whatever comes here. I reload for this, thanks. Okay, we unmarshal it, and we fmd.println res, and let's put the result. Localhost player, Tommy, and we put the request, maybe swap this out. Yeah, even as a second, since that's the big deal would be on answer one. This should be issuing something. Okay. Looks like nothing happened. Doc to write. Suppose status error code 400 not found socket. Did I not call it socket? Pretty sure I did. Yes, I did. Ugh. How about, God damn it, how about HTTP socket? Would this work better? So status not found. But this is not a invalid path. I see. Because this will issue a form, which would have a voice send. Having an idea. How about it's going to be a socket, but it's going to be a voice send? Yeah? No, it's not a form, but... And my pipe wire did crash. Okay, I'm gonna check, is my audio working? If my pipe wire crashed. Oh wait, but Telegram was enabled, so... Could have been from that. Or from Discord, whatever sends me first. Which at this point, honest, I can just go in my Zway connection in my config, and well, this doesn't do shit. And these two are just more trouble than anything else, so I don't need anymore to check anything. And we are issuing this. Looks like we are golden. So player connected, Tommy. Wait, did I not write it down? I believe I did. It looks like I didn't. That's the answer 2. There's the answer 1. Okay, so we have the post and we have this West send. Now, curious how West send. Timeout. Okay, no, this is how it would work. Let's say it like that. Button, form, which then makes it for West send, and the button by itself, it's an. Can I click the button? B equals document dot get by not id, not class name, tag name, button. Okay, beta 0. The function. Okay. No count value Redis. Oh, wait. Did I saw this beforehand and it was a Redis issue? Or a skill issue from Redis? No count value. Call bullshit. Oh! Right, my Redis gets reset. Oh! How about now? Something is wrong with my Firefox. Why is my GPU so high?